Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Friday, May 16th, 2025. I, of course, am with Hammer Solutions, home of Originator Success, Grab and Go Social, Rate Sensei, Mortgage Rate Advantage, and Agent Success. Anyway, you are here this morning for our daily mortgage rate update. Today, we're going to cover some really fun stuff. TGIF, baby. We're going to talk about why we're so happy today is Friday, especially me. I'm going to tell you about how I'm going next week. We'll go over the rate sheet rally. You're seeing rate sheets rally. How far is that going to go? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about next week's calendar, what's important and what's not, and why I still say to lock. And you're probably saying, Hammer, why would I lock? Yesterday was good. Today is better. Why would I lock? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Stick around and find out. We're going to talk about all of that. Remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Appreciate you doing that. Don't forget to smash that like button, tag another friend, share this post in a group. Thank you, Mr. Randy Teakle. Giddy up, sir. Randy says, yes, we are back up and going on YouTube. Whatever little glitch was there, looks like it worked itself out, so that's fantastic. Remember that if you would like a reminder that I'm going live each morning, you can sign up for a text at www.hmmr.io, the Hammer Solution short code, /reminder. You can also use your cool QR code over here. If you're on your phone, take a screenshot. You can actually go into your pictures. The QR code will work. Y'all know I think that is the coolest cat's meow. Again, welcome to all the live folks. Good morning, Mr. Ron Siegel. Happy National Mimosa Day. I don't drink mimosas, but if I did, today would be the day I would drink mimosas. Y'all know I'm celebrating. I am going on an epic trip with my wife. We are taking the motorcycle, the Harley. We are going on a 10-day, 6-state epic motorcycle trip. Really looking forward to it. We're going to go down through Georgia, into the panhandle of Florida, along the coast. We're going to stay in Alabama at Orange Beach. We're going to go up to Laurel, Mississippi, come back around, hit some Alabama, get up into Tennessee, maybe say hi in Chattanooga, hit North Carolina, and come home. So we are going to be on a 10-day, 6-state cruise. When I say cruise, I mean motorcycle cruising, not cruising on boats. And I will be totally unplugged. I am not checking anything, not seeing anything. So the written lock advice will be covered by Jason Icavella, and Ron Siegel has graciously and wonderfully volunteered to host the live with y'all next week so that y'all will be here. So anyway, if you are here this morning, say good morning, Mr. Mike Brown. Good to see you. Chris Devotow. Been a while. Saw some pictures of you on Facebook. Looks like you and your family are doing well. So glad to see that. Morgan Lindbergh, Mallory Fotiadis. Good morning. Chris Dickerson, James Mahan, Katie Colgan. Great to see you. Jerry Avila, Kenny Rivard. Chef Greg, good morning, and the weekend's here. This has been a crazy week. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. Mallory Fotiadis, where in the Panhandle? That is your neck of the woods. I'm going to hit Tallahassee and then just follow the coast all the way over to Alabama. So forgive me, even if I am seeing you, unless you're on your front porch waving. This is me and my wife time, no work, so I won't be saying hi to anybody. But maybe another time. We'll have to catch up for sure. Charlie B. Badita, good morning, sir. Julie Lawrence, I will have a great trip. Thank you so much. Amy Blauser, good morning. Bobby Christian, great to see you. In Kansas City, Tim Kyla, great to have you here. Yasmin Martin, happy Friday. Good morning, all. So anyway, let me know, do y'all drink mimosas? My wife drinks mimosas. She likes cranberry mimosa more than an orange juice mimosa, though. But I'm not a mimosa guy. I also don't do the, what's the other one with the tomato juice? Bloody Marys. I don't do Bloody Mary. I don't drink. I'm not a morning drinker generally. But not that I'm judging. I'm just generally not a morning drinker. All right, my friends. Well, let's dive in. Let's get into the good stuff again. So happy to have all of you here. Thank you so much. For those that are just joining, today we're going to cover TGIF, baby, rate sheet rally. How long will it last? How far will it go? Next week's calendar, why I still say to lock. And I know you're probably scratching your head saying, Hammer, if you're showing us all this positive news, why would we want to lock when things are improving? Let's stick around and find out. We're going to talk all about that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to bring you up on the screens and let's go over what we got going on here. So Basically, rate sheets today are going to be very similar to last Friday. Yesterday, we had a really nice bond market rally. So hold on a minute. Here we go. So, oh, where's that program? Oh, man. What was that? There it is. Presentify. I have to turn that on. Why is it not on automatically? Let's see. Presentify. There we go. Okay. So if we take a look here, this is yesterday. Everything happened yesterday. Look at that recovery. It is amazing, right? We've got to love what we saw there. So look at where we were. This is Monday, and we started out right around, what is that? That's right around 98. That's like 98.90, right? We're going to call this 98.90. 98.90 is what we're going to call this, right? Starting off on Monday. And you could see, I mean, we lost ground Tuesday, lost a lot more ground on Wednesday. Wednesday was a brutal day right here. And that put me in a position where I was like, hey, we really do want to consider locking these loans, because I am not necessarily thinking that that's going to stop anytime soon. We've seen what we saw change that really changed the outlook. We saw expectation of Fed rate cuts change. We saw all kinds of things change there. So anyway, recap, bonds rallied strong yesterday. And as you see on the screen, I say they had a choice. The reason that I say they had a choice, I'm going to put this on a 2-day, and let me bring this up a little higher so that we can definitely make sure y'all are seeing it. Okay. So the reason that I say they had a choice is if we take a look here at 10 a.m., bonds started to come lower, and I was concerned that we were going to see bonds drift lower yesterday. In fact, I said reprice risk was high, and that actually is what started to happen. Now, there were no real events that we could argue. I mean, we could say that some of it was the economic data, but the economic data came out earlier than that. But basically, there was nothing happen here. We didn't continue to lose ground, which is good. But what did happen is we got this bounce. And it just kept going like a helium balloon, baby. And then it kind of lost some ground and leveled off in the afternoon. And it looked like, okay, is this going to be just temporary? And then it got a little bit of a second wind, and we really ended the day quite nicely. Now, I was advising yesterday during the text alerts, and if you do want our text alerts, we send out text alerts a couple times during the day, once in the morning, a wrap-up text, and then texts in the afternoon. It was nice. We got to send out a text alert yesterday that was like, hey, here, actually, I'll show you these alerts real quick. We got to send out a text alert yesterday that was like, hey, here you go. I'll put this up there. So, it was nice to send one that said reprices better rolling. And hold on, I'm going to put my thing back on here. It was nice to be able to send out an update like this one that said reprices better. We're rolling in as bonds rally. Hold off locking anything and reassess later that day. Sent that out around 1:00 Eastern time yesterday. But that was a lot of fun to be able to send that out, because we have not been able to do that in quite a while. But you could see that was here right around 1:00. We'd really seen. I want to pick the same. I can't pick it. I do all these. All right, let's erase all those. That's there we go. Go back to this. So you can see that was here right around 1:00. And we actually did improve a lot of reprices better yesterday that came in. So you could definitely check those out. If you want to get on the text list, that's how you get on the text list. It's not a hard thing at all. So anyway, today rate sheets are going to be similar to last Friday. You can see that here in the Japanese candlestick charts here. Let me go ahead and show you. So last Friday was right here. Is that candlestick? And you can see that we were right about here, right about that same level that we're close to. So you're going to see rate sheets that are generally going to be right around that same level. Good morning, Allison Foy. Happy belated birthday. Bobby Searson. Good morning, Bill Stevens, Mike Morano. Great to see all of you. Someone said that I was frozen. I wonder if too many things going on with my computer at once. Are we back? Is it working well? No. I'm going to keep going. Hopefully it's not doing too much. So anyway, if we take a look, where are we going to? Here we go. You take a look. Rate sheets last Friday, the 9th, we were around 6.89. You should see that continue to get back down. Kind of giving us a do-over on the week, because we saw at the beginning of the week, we saw things really get ugly right here. in this section, and we've seen them bounce back up. Now, you could see if you take a look, see this green arrow, right? Or not there, a green line right there. That's the 100-day moving average. That you could see right here on last Friday. That was where we bounced up to, and it acted as resistance. It's going to act as resistance again today. That's why I still advise locking, even though things have improved. I just don't trust this. I think we're kind of at the end of the rope here for improvement. Hey, y'all, is the video still frozen? Let me know in the comments. Michael Love said it's working fine on his end. He's on Facebook. Mike Morano, Tom Stafford, y'all are on Facebook. So let me know if it's still, it sounds like it might be on the platforms. But anyway, taking a look here, the other things we said we're going to cover. So, I think that we are basically at the end of the rope of this rally. I think it has been very, very good, but not enough to get too excited that we think it's going to continue. That's why. So we're currently at 99.04. I don't think we're going to break 99.11-ish. That's what 99.11 is what the 100-day moving average is on. And thank y'all, Kenny, Bobby, Mike. Thank you. Appreciate y'all for letting me know. I don't think we're going to break that. If we do, we do, but I don't know. There's too much risk floating into next week. So as far as next week's economic data, there's a lot of Fed speakers going on. Thursday, we get S&P PMI data. That's got the ability to show at least a little bit of movement. And then Friday, markets are going to close early for Memorial Day weekend. The markets close at 2 p.m. Everybody's going to be gone. Memorial Day is the unwritten beginning of summer, as y'all know. And it's just so Friday, you're not going to see much movement. Now, if we do see things improve, it's basically going to put us very close to what we were at as far as rates. I mean, look the last month, 6.86, 6.82, 6.81. These were basically our best levels. Rates have been staying in the high sixes, and that's what is likely to continue to happen, which is good. I was concerned we'd see rates continue creeping higher with expectations of less in the way of Fed rate cuts. Remember, we are not seeing a Fed rate cut projected at this point until September. And, that was when we were earlier in the year, it was going to be May, and then it was going to be June, and then it was going to be, we totally even skipped July into September. And for the year, markets are pricing in 2 cuts, possibly 3. If we see expectations of this third cut start to dwindle and disappear, that's going to cause rates to creep up a little bit now. Remember, mortgage rates are already, working all of this in. It's not when the Fed cuts rates, it's the speculation of getting those rates cut. So YouTube people, thank you for letting me know that everything is working well there. So anyway, that's what we got going on with all this stuff. Consumers want to see rates move down. Agents want to see rates move down. We all want to see rates move down, but they're not going to. There's really no reason to. You're not going to see rates move significantly lower from here unless we get signs of extremely weak economy. And this week we got the PPI data came in weaker than expected. The recent wholesale inflation, it was expected to move higher because of the tariffs, and it didn't. So that was a big surprise. That kind of played a role in yesterday, but not a huge role. We saw a lot of that improvement come later in the day, but it's just we don't have enough data next week to look for economic weakness. Loans closing in less than, the next couple of weeks, closing now through the end of May. We've got the PCE data, but the reaction to the CPI inflation data was really weak. So I don't expect the PCE data. We were seeing strong reactions to those months ago, but not anymore. We don't see a strong reaction to those. And there's nothing else going on between now and the end of the month to get really excited about. If we see more announcements of trade deals, more talk with China, things that get the markets excited about the economy, that's bad for rates. It's more likely that we see things hold steady or creep higher. At best, you're looking at maybe another eighth to improve to, which would be nice. An eighth is an eighth, but that's like our best case scenario, and I don't think that's going to happen. So, Yasmin, I absolutely will have an awesome vacation. I promise. I am so excited to just not. Y'all don't realize I'm kind of burnt. Doing the lives every day for years and years and years, doing the text alerts, doing the lock advice. It's not a big deal, and I'm not complaining. I have an amazing life, but I'm looking forward to 10 full days of not looking at a computer, Bloomberg, the Wall Street Journal, just not knowing what's going on, not caring. That's basically I'm going to enjoy it. So, all right. Anyway, again, thanks to Ron Siegel for filling in while I'm gone. Y'all will be joining Ron. You'll get your text alerts. If anyone wants text alerts that we're going live, those will still go out. They're all set up to go out automatically. So this morning's actually, I usually trigger them manually, but this one's went out this morning. I tested it. They went out automatically. So every weekday at 9:30 a.m., they will go out. So there you go. In fact, I have to make sure it doesn't go out. They don't have holidays. So y'all may get an alert on Monday, Memorial Day, that I'm going live, and we're not. So if you get an alert, ignore it on Monday, Memorial Day, because they don't have that for holidays. So Mike Marana, thank you, sir. I will enjoy the R&R for sure. So, all right, my friends, what are y'all doing? I've told you what I'm doing. I'm leaving tomorrow. First stop, Athens, Georgia. Where are y'all going? What are you doing? What kind of plans do you have for the weekend? Let me know in the comments. Would love to hear about y'all as well, as I always enjoy. And that's it, my friends. I'm going to wrap it up. Hope you guys have a fantastic week without me. Brian Reed, I absolutely will unplug, reset, and rest. So thank you, sir. All right. I'm going to catch y'all. I will see you another time. I will see you in 10 days or so. I'll see you Tuesday, the 27th. Thank you and goodbye.